So these two questions are using the compound interest package on the calculator as well, but we're doing something slightly different. We're actually not finding the future value. We're looking for something else within these. So it's really important that you check out what the question is asking for first. So Maddie's invested $5,000 into an account which is compounded weekly. She's been saving for 4 years and now she has $7,634. What interest rate did she get? So we can see that we're trying to find the interest rate. So straight away, I'm just going to indicate that. She's investing $5,000, which means that's our PV. So negative 5,000. There is no regular payment, so we call that 0. And we know the future value because she ends up with 7,634. That is going to be a positive because that's how much she has afterwards. It's compounded weekly, so we say that's 52. And because we don't know, there's no payment, so we just say that the PY is also 52. As we did with our other ones, our N is the years times by PY. So we've got 4 times 52, which is going to give us 208. So if we put that into our calculator, we've got interest rate is 0 because we don't know what that is. PV negative 5,000, PMT 0. 7,634 is our FV and 52 each. So what we should find is that we get an interest rate of 10.59%. Now that is quite a high interest rate. However, it's not ridiculously high, so we can accept that that is potentially a reasonable amount given the situation. If we sort of think a little bit further in there, we know that every year she's gaining approximately this interest or this percentage of the amount year on year. So she's actually, if we think about this logically, after the first year she'd have about 5,500. After the second year she'd have a bit over 6,000. After the third year she'd have a bit over 6,600, probably more. And then the next year she's going to get another 10% on top of that. So that interest rate does make sense for this question. However, keep in mind that that is still quite a high amount. If the question said, is this a reasonable interest rate at the moment? We would probably say no, because most savings accounts, you probably wouldn't see anything above 5%. But this might be a totally different type of investment, so we can still say that's reasonable. With the second part, or the second question, Randall is saving $200 a month for 5 years. What interest rate would he need to save $14,000 if his interest is compounding monthly? So again, a few things that we can put in here straight away. We know that it's compounding monthly, so I'm going to straight away say that it is 12. He's saving $200 per month, so again, that's 12. And the $200 is the PMT, which is a negative value. He wants to save up $14,000, so that's his future value that we're aiming for. And we're going to say that he's starting off with $0 because we haven't been told otherwise. The other thing that we know is that it's 5 years. So our N, again, is years times the PY. So 5 years times by 12, which is 60. And our interest is the thing that we don't know. So let's plug that in. We've got 60 as our N. We're going to put interest as 0 because we don't know it. PV is 0. PMT is negative 200. Future value is 14,000. PYCY is 12. So interest, we get 6.13%. Make sure we round those appropriately. 2 decimal places is absolutely fine. Just make sure you do round it up or down. And again, if we look at this rate, we can see that that's pretty reasonable. If you're starting to get interest rates of 20 or something, then that's probably an error. So you'd want to check and make sure you've got got your right calculations in your calculator.